Make the lie big. Make it simple. Keep saying it, and eventually they will believe it. Quote from Adolf Hitler. Top left, the three neo-Nazis put in charge of the Ukrainian government helped with the coup, courtesy of the Obama administration. Top right is looks like a Stalin statue taken down by the alt-left. And bottom left will be the Chechen Islamic State fighters that helped the Ukrainian neo-Nazis. And the bottom right would be John McNazi with the Ukrainian neo-Nazis. Oh, I meant John McCain. Will help facilitate all of this, thanks to Hillary Clinton and Barack Hussein Obama. More Ukrainian lies. Well, McCain helps out the neo-Nazis and the Obama administration to overthrow and affect the country's free elections that they said they would never do, and they are just appalled that someone would do that to America. Look, the Muslim Brotherhood. I mean, ISIS, ISIL, whatever they are. Chechen, Muslim Brotherhood, nefarious characters, Bosnia Herzegovina type guys, the Muslim extremists trained by the U.S. to do their Islamic State terrorist activities in Ukraine against the Russians in a quasi-war. Yes. Thank you, Obama. Thank you, McCain. Thank you, Hillary Clinton. These are some pictures from Charlottesville, United States, August 2017, of the neo-Nazis walking around at a midnight or evening demonstration with tiki torches. Just like to point out that they also did it in Ukraine. That middle picture there, that's them doing it in Ukraine as well. Speaking of Ukraine and McCain, he imported him in here with the help of the ex-president to facilitate civil unrest. Here are some more examples of the same groups there in Ukraine and here in America, and their tactics they used there and here. And I'd like to point out too that the media saying that the neo-Nazis are alt-right doesn't really make sense, because the right is about smaller government, less interaction and control. You know, the left, though, is all about control of every aspect of government and society, just like socialism. So it's definitely alt-left. Here are a bunch of really interesting symbols. Symbolism used by humans for a very long time to help identify themselves and keep them apart from others. All these symbols here are basically Wolfsgangle symbols. It's like the SS symbol. It's in the Ukrainian patch in the middle there, where the trident is turned into the SS, and then in the background is the shield. It's the Nazi black sun, which happens to be on one of the Nazi shields in the United States. And then, yeah, they just happen to be the same. It's like their motto, blood and soil. Here we are again, bottom left corner, Ukraine, neo-Nazis. group, their nighttime torching, and on the top right, here in America, doing it again. Now, is everybody there in the top right a Nazi? Probably not. But there's one thing I like to point out to you, and this is the top left corner of that top right picture is the police car and a few police officers. What kind of protection are they doing right here? None, really. Kind of watching. Yep. This is a great example of this being a setup. Bottom left corner, you can see the yellow and blue umbrella. Classic Ukrainian colors, nationalist colors. And top right, you'll see the red in there and the black, and that is also the symbols for the Nazi party there in Ukraine. But the gentleman in the right there, he's actually a communist. And the Russian communists and the Ukrainians don't get along at all. So they're clearly agitators coming for a fight. You can also see that the tactics are being used by both sides, that they've been trained. They know what they're doing. They have a skirmish line here. Everybody's got their weapons. Yes, and their protective gear. Dun-dun-dun. This is a neat little graphic I've always admired because it says it all. It says it all. There are those of you that won't believe that the Obama administration and John McCain's not involved. He's a war hero. No one should ever call him that again. He's a treasonous fucker. Same thing with Lindsey Graham and Blumenthal and a bunch of other turds. This is John McCain, McNazi, helping you Nazis become the ruling party over there. I don't think they stayed in completely control, though. Like I said, they're chanting the motto, blood and soil, top right. Victoria Oland, yeah, she's a diplomat for delete phone calls. Those were real special, too, about how they totally fudged the election for a foreign country, and they're free and fair, right? We would never do that. No one should ever do that to us, right? P.S. The entire body of Congress knows all about this. Here's some more wonderful pictures of some goons in the top left corner demonstrating their wonderful marshaling skills and their ability to take care of their opposition in crowd control and riot. Both sides are doing very well there. Kind of a standstill. That's the bottom left corner. That's our makeshift guys here in America. And the bottom right corner there, that's, they don't look like they're Americans. They look different. Real different. Yeah. So I mentioned that they have the tactics and the uniforms and everything been trained into them. They know what they're doing. So basically what you're looking at here is you're looking at a well-orchestrated social experiment with the purpose and sole purpose of creating racial tension in America and more. The goal here is to have mass riots, civil unrest, killings, atrocities, and the United Nations coming in and saving the day, and America being broken up into little tiny fucking pieces. That's the goal. That's the goal. And John McCain is part of that. Congress is obviously part of that right now because they know what's going on, even though they're trying to sabotage President Trump at all times. Yeah, it just disgusts me. Here's some more photographic documentation of our Hitler stuff. Nazi crap. Obama administration official, funeral. Bottom left corner, there's that red and black I was telling you about. The Hitler movement, neo-Nazi movement. Ukraine had a big giant rally, and McCain or McNazi showed up and ran his soup cooler and said how great everything was and so on. Yeah, he really sucks. Here's a wonderful piece of propaganda by our CIA. Crank those suckers out. There's the 2011 whole Arab Spring was orchestrated by the Muslim Brotherhood, Obama administration, and the CIA, as well as some key Middle Eastern allies. And you'll see that the uniforms look very familiar, and so will the tactics. Thank you, CIA. The Ukrainian people didn't think it was that cool, by the way, when they found these flyers and said, hey, these are the same ones they used in the Arab Spring. Huh. This kind of sounds like a color revolution, which America is very good at doing. Yeah, Ukrainians didn't like that at all. Another page here. Tactics that you have seen before. The anti-fascist fucktards that are actually fascists. Their tactics are straight out of the handbook from the CIA. Thank you very much. Again. American tax dollars doing good things. Killing foreigners. Destroying the world. Like I said, all orchestrated. So they train up the Nazis on how to do everything. Then they train up all of the Obama people, the anti-fascist people, which President Obama runs through his nonprofit foundation. He teaches the instructors there, and then instructors go out and they teach smaller groups, just like we do in the military. By the way, I was in the military. I used to be a military instructor, small group instructor, large group instructor. Yeah, this is totally all tactics, all done. I'm pretty sure that stuff was supposed to happen, but definitely nobody getting killed yesterday or this weekend. But it does happen, you know, stupid stuff happens. The end goal was to create a race war. I wanted to put this in here because, you know what, Americans never see? They never see what the people from around the world think of our president and how disgusted they are of him and how happy they are that President Trump is here, because they know from his actions already that he's not going to do the same thing President Obama did. Lie to American public, control the media, and kill lots and lots of people. All these different countries. We love you, America. We hate your president. He's a terrorist. Why are you letting me do this? Why are you letting him do this? We don't understand, America. We love you, just not your president. Yep. Where were you, fake news? Huh, CNN, Wolf Blitzer? Huh, Tapper? Fucking make me sick. Real quick, do a rundown on this. The United States, deep state, under the direction of President Obama, set the ship course for destruction a long time ago. Hillary was supposed to carry out the coup de grace, but that didn't work out for her, much to everybody's demise, ultimately. The army of treason, I call them in chaos, is the CIA, the GOP, the DNC, FBI, and DHS, because all of those fuckers are in on it together. Small factions inside of those, but usually they're the key people put in charge. Klepper, Brennan, Leon Pupanetta, Hillary Clitoris, John McCracken, Lindsey Graham Cracker. By the way, you know, those two guys are together, right? Like a lot. Like uncomfortably together a lot for other people to be around. Just saying. Not judging on that part. Chuck Schumer, Blumenthal, Kerry. Oh, spelled it wrong. Sorry. That's okay, so putz. Other nefarious actors. Comey, Lynch, Holder, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter is basically a domestic terrorist group constructed by the Obama administration. Acorn guys, you know. Holder's part of that too. Lynch and Comey go back a long ways. Lynch, you know, worked for something in Loves. I can't remember. With Cheryl Mills and Burgers and I'm missing someone. Anyways, they worked for the same law firm, and Lynch actually worked and did the taxes for the Clintons before she was appointed to the same position Comey had in the D.C. District Attorney Office, something like that, I believe. And before that, she was also put into a position first time by Bill Clinton. So she was appointed by him, did his taxes and Hillary's, and then got appointed by Obama. Comey investigated Bill Clinton for his briberies he took for pardons and just didn't see there being enough evidence. Also, the Whitewater deal, 1.8 million emails were missing from that one too that they just didn't seem to have to find until 2 years later, like this last time, and finally they showed up, and there's nothing here. And then the next time Comey runs across this stuff is, there's nothing here. What you don't hear about is how Holder and Comey know each other too, and how Comey worked for HSBC, and he smoothed over, or did the investigation for it, all the money laundering they did when they went through Libya. Which, by the way, here's some lower level clowns: Adam Schiff, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Elizabeth Warren, Maxine Waters, Eric Sowell. There's a lot more people, and there's generals too that are not running around the world right now trying to unfuck what they did wrong. But over here on the right, there's some super neat guys. In Libya here, I can't remember who that guy on the left is, but John Marco Rubio, and there's Graham back there, Cracker, with McNazi. In Syria, picture below that, is of ISIS. That's ISIS. And that's John McCain there, and right behind him, that's the ISIS leader, al-Baghdadi. Yep, that was photoshopped. And there we are, McCain again in Ukraine. Super neat guy. Here's the part where I give you all the bad news. Democracy doesn't fit in the current agenda, which is plain words, for the future. But we can change it. We need to ask the question, is it more important to be right, or is it more important to clear out the corruption, mend our country's transgressions, and make our children proud? Because ultimately, that's what we want. We want to make our children proud of the previous generation, and to be proud of our own country and say, look, we did the best we could. The generation before us got us here. We owe it to them. We owe it to the next generation, to set the example. America is not always on the right side of history, but we are definitely big enough to own up to it and fix it. Doesn't happen a lot, but it needs to. And we killed a lot of people, man. We killed a lot of people in the Middle East. And the people responsible need to be held responsible for it. We have a lot of making up to do. There's only one way we're going to get there. And that's with America in one piece. And that's without violence. And behind the one man that's still trying to make it happen, and that half of America does not want to hear his name. But Trump is the only one we can trust right now. And when I say that, I'm going to tell you the rest of the story. is that Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Adam Schmidt, and all the other Democrats, Republicans in office right now are not telling you is that for the past 4 to 6 years, I think it is, maybe longer, the Pakistani intelligence agency have been running rampant in the Congress. The Awan brothers, 3 of them. They've been in the White House, they've been in Congress, they were running around doing all the laptops and the cell phones, BlackBerry cell phones, and doing the wireless networking. They've had access to every intelligence piece of information anywhere and everywhere those BlackBerries, cell phones, and laptops were, as well as the open access to the network system. And they all know about it. They all know about it. And they're being complicit in what happened. They're shutting it up and not talking about it, not letting it get investigated. And finally, because of some regular everyday citizens in the death of Seth Rich, it's coming to the surface. And one way or another, we're going to get justice. But right now, I'm highly recommending, I'm requesting and demanding, I guess, that the President of the United States declare martial law, bring the military home, freeze Congress and their ability to do anything legislatively at all because they are all compromised. All intelligence that has gone through the House and the Senate committees and or Gang of 8 is compromised. Compromised. I repeat, compromised. Shut it down now. Investigate every single lottie-dottie, everybody person in Congress down through the janitors. There's no way around it, and that's what you have to do. That's protocol, unlike what the FBI did with Hillary Clinton or the intelligence agencies. That was just utterly embarrassing. Across the world and professionally, that is not how we handle an investigation at all. Ever. Ever. Just embarrassing. The FBI has serious making up to do.